Exercising outdoors is one of the best ways to stay healthy and to relieve stress. But how safe is it to exercise outside right now? In this video, we're going to talk about what heart and lung doctors are saying about exercise during the COVID-19 pandemic. We're also going to talk about how hard you should be exercising, how safe is it to exercise in a gym, and be sure to stay through to the end for some tips on how to stay safe while exercising outside. Welcome to Life Prescription. My name is Shri. This channel is all about how to optimize and track your health without ever having to leave your home. So if you're new, please consider subscribing. Today's video is all about exercise. If you could put all the benefits your body gets from exercise into a pill, that pill would immediately become one of the most important medications of all time. That's not an exaggeration. Physical inactivity is estimated to cause around 9% of premature deaths worldwide. And getting just 10 to 25% more people to exercise regularly could save around 500,000 lives a year. You can't overhype the benefits of exercise. It improves your heart and lung function, reduces the risk of getting diabetes, and reduces the risk of developing certain types of cancer. Besides all of those benefits, exercise is one of the best ways to improve mental health. It can improve cognitive function, sleep, and reduce stress. Exercise outside in nature stimulates your brain in ways that being indoors just can't do, and it can be a much needed break from a daily routine. Outdoor exercise has been shown to improve self-esteem, energy levels, and rates of depression when compared to indoor exercise. Let's talk about what heart and lung doctors think about exercise during the COVID-19 pandemic. The main thing they're worried about is we don't have enough long-term information about the effects of getting COVID-19. Not knowing about the long-term effects is a big enough concern that the US military isn't taking recruits who have had COVID-19. Heart and lung doctors categorize their main recommendations based on whether or not you've been infected. If you've tested positive but you've never had any symptoms, then their recommendations are rest with no exercise for 2 weeks after your positive result, along with strict isolation, close monitoring for if you develop symptoms, followed by slow resumption of activity. This is really important because sometimes the people who test positive are initially fine, but then unexpectedly get a lot more sick a week or two later. If you've tested positive and have had mild symptoms but didn't need to go to the hospital, then their recommendations are complete rest while you're having symptoms, no exercise for 2 weeks after your symptoms have gone away, and after that, blood tests to check for heart muscle damage, an electrocardiogram or ECG, which measures the electrical function of your heart, and an echocardiogram, which is an ultrasound of the heart. If all of that is normal, then you can resume activity. It may sound like a lot, but here's why they're recommending that. We're seeing quite a lot of people develop heart or lung injury, so taking some time off is much better than risking further damage to your heart or lungs, which could result in months off your training or even permanent loss of performance. If you're COVID-19 positive and have been hospitalized, then you're considered to be very high risk and should not return to exercise unless you're under the full supervision of a healthcare team. Let's talk about how hard you should be exercising right now. The generally recommended amount is 30 to 60 minutes a day, 3 to 5 days a week at 60 to 80% of your capacity. Getting the recommended amount has actually been shown to boost your immune system. In contrast, high intensity training has been shown to do the opposite, probably because of inflammation and muscle damage. So there's potentially an increased risk of infection with high-intensity training, and that's been shown mainly in recreational athletes. Elite athletes most likely don't have a risk of getting sick with higher workloads. Why is this important? Because if you're training really hard, or harder than you usually do, while in a group of people, like at a gym, you might be at a higher risk of getting infected. When you think about social distancing, the 6 feet rule is really just the start. It's not just about the distance between people, it's also about the amount of time you spend with them and how well the air is circulating around you. Let's look at a couple of examples. In Seattle, a local choir had a practice session. 60 people attended and everybody was spread out by 6 feet. They sanitized their hands, didn't hug or anything like that. But again, 6 feet is just the start. If you're in the same room as other people, you're sharing the air they breathe. And in this case, these people were singing or forcefully exhaling for several hours. Unfortunately, of those 60, 45 were diagnosed with COVID-19, 3 were hospitalized, and 2 died. The same kind of thing can happen in an indoor gym. You're in an enclosed space, sharing equipment, and sharing the same air. In this example from South Korea, dance classes led to more than 100 people getting COVID-19. So to me, this is a huge advantage of exercising outdoors. If you're able to find a place where you can be relatively alone, you can avoid the kinds of risks that there are in shared enclosed spaces like gyms. There are some risks, of course, so let's talk about how to stay safe while exercising outside. If you're walking, running, or biking through your neighborhood or park, make sure to stay at least 6 feet away from anyone around you, and try not to run or walk directly behind someone because you're just going to be breathing all of their air. If you're going to a park, pick one that's less popular or go at odd hours so you can avoid the crowds. While you're exercising, try not to touch your face and try not to touch the cap of your water bottle. And after you're done, go straight home, take a shower, and put your clothes in the laundry. In conclusion, is it safe to exercise outside? Yes. If it's done correctly, exercising outside can be safer than exercising in a shared enclosed space like a gym. Exercise is one of the most important things you can do for your health, and we should make sure everybody can do so safely. At the same time, we have to stay vigilant because COVID-19 isn't going away anytime soon. If you've been infected or think you've been affected by COVID-19, please check with your healthcare provider about the safety of returning to physical activity. Thanks for continuing to learn with me as we navigate these uncertain times together. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you soon.